Genesis chapter 6 marks a turning point in the early history of humanity. As people began to multiply on the earth, so too did wickedness. This chapter reveals both the depths of human sin and the grace of God in the face of judgment. It begins by describing how human corruption spread. The sons of God took wives from among the daughters of men, and this union led to great moral decline. As wickedness increased, God observed that every intention of the thoughts of man's heart was only evil continually. This grieved the heart of God, and he regretted creating humanity because of the widespread sin. So, God declared that he would wipe out mankind, along with the animals and creatures of the earth. Yet in the midst of this judgment, there was a glimmer of hope. Noah. Genesis 6-8 says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation, and he walked with God. Seeing Noah's faithfulness, God gave him a task that would both preserve life and reveal God's plan for redemption. God instructed Noah to build an ark, a massive vessel made of gopher wood, because he was going to send a flood to destroy all life on earth. Every creature that had the breath of life would perish, except for those that entered the ark. God gave Noah specific instructions on how to build the ark and how to gather the animals. 2 of every kind, male and female, would enter the ark, as well as Noah's family, his wife, his sons, and their wives. God made a covenant with Noah, promising that he would spare him and those with him in the ark. The chapter ends with a powerful statement of obedience. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Life lessons from Genesis chapter 6. First, it reveals the seriousness of sin. The widespread wickedness of humanity in Noah's time grieved God to the point that he decided to cleanse the earth with a flood. This teaches us that sin isn't something to take lightly. It has profound consequences, both for individuals and for society as a whole. God is patient, but there comes a time when he must act in judgment. Second, we learn that righteousness stands out in a world of corruption. While the world around him was falling into moral chaos, Noah remained faithful. Genesis describes him as a righteous man who walked with God. This is a powerful example for us today. No matter how corrupt the world may become, we are called to stand firm in our faith, walking closely with God, just as Noah did. Third, God's judgment is accompanied by mercy. Although God declared his intent to bring judgment through the flood, he provided a way of escape. Through Noah and the ark, God preserved life and demonstrated that even in his wrath, he remembers mercy. In our own lives, we can trust that God always provides a path to redemption, even when we face difficult circumstances. Fourth, obedience is essential to fulfilling God's plan. Noah's response to God's instructions is striking. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Noah's obedience not only saved his family, but became part of God's larger plan for the future of humanity. We, too, are called to obey God's commands, even when they are difficult or seem daunting, trusting that he has a purpose for us. Lastly, God is a covenant-keeping God. The covenant that God made with Noah foreshadows the many covenants he would make with his people throughout history. It teaches us that when God makes a promise, he keeps it. This gives us confidence that we can trust in his word and in the promises he has made to us, even in the most challenging times. In summary, Genesis chapter 6 teaches us about the seriousness of sin, the importance of righteousness and obedience, and the faithfulness of God in both judgment and mercy. Just as Noah trusted in God and walked faithfully in his generation, we are called to do the same today.